You've probably heard it before. Commit to a 30-day challenge. Wake up at 5 a.m. Build a morning routine. Maybe you tried it. Maybe it lasted 3 days, maybe 5. And then life happened. A bad night's sleep, a work deadline, a kid who wouldn't stop crying at 6 a.m., and the whole thing fell apart. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet voice whispered, "I guess I'm just not the kind of person who can do this." But here's what I want you to hear today. That voice is wrong. The problem was never you. The problem was the size of the suitcase you were trying to carry. What if the journey to becoming your best self doesn't require a massive suitcase packed with an impossible routine? What if you could pack light and still arrive somewhere completely transformed? In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how. We're talking micro habits, the science-backed method for tiny daily actions that actually stick even when life is messy, busy, and unpredictable. Stay with me, this one changes things. Let me paint you a picture. You're scrolling YouTube or Instagram or TikTok and you see someone's morning routine. They wake up at 5 a.m. They meditate for 20 minutes. Then a workout. Then a cold plunge. Then journaling. Then supplements. Then a perfectly prepared breakfast. And your brain goes, "I should do all of that." So you set your alarm for 5:15. You buy a journal. You download a meditation app. You're motivated. You're ready. This is the week everything changes. Day 1. Great. Day 2. Okay. Day 3. You wake up exhausted, skip the workout, feel guilty, open your phone instead. And by day 5, the journal is under your bed and the app has a notification you've been ignoring. Sound familiar? This is what I call the collapse cycle, and it happens to almost everyone who tries to change their habits all at once. Here's how it works. Motivation spikes, usually after watching a video or reading an inspiring post. You start too big because you're riding that wave. Then life interrupts, a bad day, an unexpected meeting, a week where everything goes sideways. The habit breaks. And shame kicks in. I can't even stick to a simple routine. So you stop. You wait for motivation to return. And then the whole cycle repeats. This hits hardest if you're a working parent, if you have ADHD, if your schedule is unpredictable, or if you've been carrying around the story that you're just not a disciplined person. I want to challenge that story today. Because here's the truth, the problem was never your discipline. It was the size of the ask. You were trying to travel with luggage you could barely lift off the floor. No wonder you couldn't carry it. So let me show you a different way to pack. A micro-habit is a specific, tiny, daily action, usually 2 minutes or less, that is deliberately designed to be so small, so manageable, that it's almost impossible to fail. We're talking things like drinking 1 glass of water when your feet first hit the floor, doing 10 push-ups while your coffee brews, writing 1 sentence in a journal before bed, taking 5 deep breaths before opening your phone in the morning. These aren't watered-down versions of real habits. They are real habits, and the science behind why they work is fascinating. Every time you perform a behavior, any behavior, your brain fires a specific set of neurons. Repeated enough times, and those neurons wire together into a pathway. This is neuroplasticity, and here's the key insight. Your brain doesn't care how long the behavior takes. It cares about repetition. A 2-minute action done every day for 90 days builds a stronger neural pathway than a 45-minute workout done sporadically 3 times a month. Consistency is the ingredient, not intensity, not duration. Dr. BJ Fogg at Stanford has spent years researching this. His finding? Habits under 1 minute have a 90% stick rate, compared to less than 20% for large routine overhauls. 90%. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between transformation and another collapsed attempt. And James Clear, whose book Atomic Habits has sold over 20 million copies, showed us the math on compounding. If you get just 1% better at something every day, in 1 year you are 37 times better than when you started. Not 37% better. 37 times. But here's the part I find most powerful. Microhabits don't just build the behavior, they build the identity. Every time you do that tiny thing, every time you keep that small promise to yourself, a part of you believes a little more strongly. I'm someone who does this. You're not hiking Everest. You're taking one small honest step every single day. And after 90 days, you look back at how far you've come, and you can't quite believe it. Okay, so how do you actually do this? Here are the 3 things your micro-habit needs to be effective. First, it has to take 5 minutes or less. I mean this. If you're tempted to make it longer, cut it in half. The goal right now is not results. The goal is showing up. You're building the muscle of consistency before you build anything else. Second, it has to anchor to something you already do every day. This is called habit stacking, and research shows it increases your success rate by 64% compared to trying to establish a standalone habit. The logic is simple. You don't need to find motivation or remember to do it. The existing behavior triggers the new one automatically. The formula is this, and I want you to write this down. Write down your existing habit and your new micro-habit. Real example. After I pour my morning coffee, I will write 1 sentence. After I sit down at my desk, I will stretch for 60 seconds. After I get into bed, I will name 1 thing I'm grateful for. After I brush my teeth, I will do 5 squats. Third, it has to connect to who you want to become, not just what you want to do. Before you choose your micro-habit, ask yourself, who is the person I'm becoming? If the answer is someone who takes care of their body, your micro-habit grows from that identity. Now, one more thing, and this is important. Start with 1 micro-habit only. Not 2. Not 3. 1. I know it's tempting to overhaul everything. That's exactly what got you into the collapse cycle in the first place. 1 tiny habit, done daily, beats 5 ambitious habits never done. Let me tell you about 3 people. The first is a parent of 2 young kids, full-time job, perpetually exhausted. She tried 3 different fitness apps in the past year and abandoned all of them. Her micro-habit: 5 minutes of gentle stretching after brushing her teeth at night. After 90 days, she had less back pain than she'd had in years. Her posture changed. She started sleeping better. And somewhere around week 6, without planning it, she started adding a short walk on her lunch break. The second is someone who had been told he had ADHD in his 30s and had struggled for years with consistency. His micro-habit: 1 sentence of journaling with his morning coffee. Not a page. Not bullet points. 1 sentence about how he was feeling. Within 6 weeks, his mind felt clearer. He started making decisions faster because he'd given himself a daily space to process. The anxiety he'd felt every morning started to quiet down. The third tried every habit system, apps, accountability partners, habit journals, and kept failing. She started with 10 squats while waiting for the shower to heat up. 3 months later, she signed up for a strength training class. Not because she forced herself, because the micro-habit had built an identity. I'm someone who moves. She just wanted more of it. Here's the pattern I want you to notice. None of these people changed everything at once. They changed 1 small thing. And that 1 thing changed them, from the inside out. Motivation didn't come first. Consistency did. Action first. Belief follows. So here is your entire action plan. 3 steps. Step 1. Pick 1 micro-habit. 2 minutes or less. Anchored to something you already do. Connected to who you want to become. Write it down right now. Step 2. Anchor it. Fill in the blank. After habit I already have, I will my new micro-habit. That's your commitment. Put it somewhere you'll see it. Step 3. Mark it. Every day you do it, put a check mark somewhere. A calendar, a habit app, your notes app. Just mark it. Don't track results yet, track behavior. Missing 1 day? Completely fine. No guilt, no reset. Just pick it back up tomorrow. But here's a rule worth holding on to. Never miss twice in a row. 1 missed day is life. 2 missed days is the beginning of a broken habit. If you miss a day, the only job the next morning is to do it. No matter how small, how quick, how imperfect. At the 30-day mark, you won't have transformed your life. But you will have built something real, a new automatic behavior and the identity of someone who keeps their promises to themselves. Here's what I want you to take away from today. You are not behind. You don't need to overhaul your entire life by next Monday. You don't need the perfect routine, the perfect morning, or perfect motivation. You need one small, honest step, small enough to fit inside your real, messy, beautiful life. The transformation you're looking for doesn't live in a 45-minute morning routine you'll abandon by Thursday. It lives in a 2-minute habit you actually do every single day for the next 30 days. You don't need a massive suitcase for this journey. You need a light pack and a willingness to walk. So tell me in the comments, what is your one micro habit? What are you starting with? I read every single one, and there's nothing I love more than seeing people start tiny. And if this video helped you see things a little differently today, share it with someone who's been stuck in that same collapse cycle. Sometimes the right message at the right moment is all it takes to take the first step. Every great journey begins with one step. Yours starts tomorrow morning. Make it small. Make it real. Make it yours. And I'll see you on the next leg of the journey.